This is Eyewitness News at 6. North Florida and South Georgia's #1 source for news for over 50 years. Coverage you can count on.
Game day at FSU, and fans were not disappointed. Thanks for joining us. I'm James Buckley. We have live team coverage of today's home opener. Let's start with our AJ Hilton, who was live outside of Doak Campbell Stadium and has more on the big game. AJ.
Bye. Hey, James, we are live at Doak Campbell Stadium. We're actually in front of the unconquered statue. You can see it right here. We figured this would be a perfect place to do a live shot, considering that FSU today just went 2-0 on the season. They put a whopping on Nevada. 62-7 was the final score. And look who I found behind me. Yes. We had some fans who wanted to stay with us and wanted to say hello. They were out in full support, supporting the team today. Once again, I said the final score was 62-7. And fans like these, they got out early today. The parking lots, they were full and overcrowded with people. It was a great time, and we saw some amazing spreads. You're going to hear from one guy tonight at 11 who actually had a deep-fried grill and made French fries. We're going to show that to you. And we're also going to see if we can find what makes an FSU tailgate so special. I mean, is it the people? Is it the team? Is it the camaraderie? What is it? Is it the food? We saw some amazing food today, too, just so you know. I'm going to toss it back to you in the newsroom, though, James. You missed a great time today.
All right, thanks, AJ. Hopefully they save some of that food for us at the station. Well, among the garnet and gold, many businesses and business owners were seeing lots of green. Game day brings many people not only to Doak Campbell Stadium, but to Tallahassee restaurants, bars, and hotels. Eyewitness News reporter Bailey Myers has been talking with business owners today. She joins us live now from College Town with some very happy Seminole fans. Bailey?
James, the game has just ended, but as you can see, the festivities haven't stopped. Here in College Town, everyone's packing the bars, and they've packed them all day long. Now, thousands attend FSU home games, but for those who don't go to the game, they choose to crowd around local bars. I spoke with local business people today who say this is the peak season for sales. And later tonight at 11, I'll tell you why local businesses are opening their doors and opening new businesses here in Tallahassee. I'm live in Tallahassee. Bailey Myers, WCTV Eyewitness News.
Hopefully you join us for 11 for both of those stories. Well, moving on, the parents of Kendrick Johnson is asking for the Lowndes County Sheriff's Office to reopen an investigation into the death of their son. Eyewitness News reporter Emily Johnson tells us how hundreds were out supporting the family's cause.
No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace!
Family, friends, and supporters chanting for Kendrick Johnson met at the Lowndes County Judicial Complex Saturday to rally for answers.
I'm here today to support any cause for injustice that has been done with our black youth. And not on our black youth, it's all nationalities.
On January 1st, 17-year-old Kendrick Johnson was found in a rolled-up wrestling mat behind the gym bleachers at Lowndes County High School. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation conducted an autopsy 3 days later and said the cause of death was accidental. However, a second autopsy performed by the family says Johnson died from blunt force trauma. Now, organizations like the NAACP are supporting the cause.
And we've committed to Mr. Johnson that we're with you also until the murderers of your son are brought to justice.
Supporters are also asking people in the area to come together.
After the rally, I would say we definitely want people to communicate more and unite, because if I know something and I'm not telling someone, that's not uniting. That's not coming together for a common goal, and the common goal is justice.
In Valdosta, Emily Johnson, WCTV Eyewitness News.
Now, we tried to speak with the family, but they declined an on-camera interview today. Now, Georgia's president of the NAACP says their next step is to send a letter to the Justice Department to reopen the investigation. Well, getting rid of Syrian chemical weapons arsenal, the U.S. and Russia have come together with a plan. We'll have the details when we come back. The United States and Russia agreed today on a proposal to get rid of Syria's chemical weapons and delay the use of military force. Marley Hall has the latest.
The United States and Russia are committed to the elimination of Syrian chemical weapons.
After 2.5 days of talks in Geneva, Secretary of State John Kerry and Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov announced a diplomatic deal. Under the agreement, Syrian President Bashar al-Assad will submit a list of chemical weapons within 1 week, allow international inspections by November, and destroy all weapons material and equipment by the first half of 2014.
The world will now expect the Assad regime to live up to its public commitments.
If Syria fails to comply, the United Nations Security Council could step in and authorize sanctions. President Obama remains prepared to act if diplomacy fails. In a statement, he said, "We have a duty to preserve a world free from the fear of chemical weapons for our children. Today marks an important step towards achieving this goal." Rebels trying to unseat the Syrian regime say they reject the U.S.-Russian agreement.
And we think that the Russians and the Syrian regime are playing games to waste time and to win time for the criminal regime in Damascus.
Fighting in Syria continues, and inspectors who will work to enforce the diplomatic deal will have to do so in a war zone. Marley Hall for CBS News, the United Nations.
Good Saturday evening, everyone. We are relatively dry across Big Bend and South Georgia, though seeing a couple scattered showers in parts of Franklin and Wakulla counties. Those will just die off as we go into the overnight hours. Temperatures right now 84 degrees in Tallahassee, 89 in Valdosta. Dew points are in the mid-70s in Tallahassee and upper 60s in Valdosta. So it's a little bit muggy as you step outside. We are going to see those temperatures kind of cool down as we go into the overnight hours, mostly in the mid to lower 80s, 86 in Albany, 81 in Tifton, Moultrie, and in Thomasville, 84 in Tallahassee. Winds are coming out of the north in parts of South Georgia at 5 miles per hour in Moultrie and 3 in Thomasville. Still getting a little bit of breeze coming out the west at 5 miles per hour in Cross City. Otherwise, calm winds. Now we are looking at the tropics because we have our second named hurricane. Hurricane Ingrid is a Category 1 hurricane moving north at 7 miles per hour, has max winds of 80 miles per hour. So it's just going to be moving north and then take a turn to the west and will be affecting parts of East Mexico the next couple of days, bringing them lots of rainfall, but something that we won't be seeing in our area is a lot of rainfall. We're just going to remain relatively dry, only seeing a couple scattered showers going into the next couple of days. Futurecast has a few passing clouds going into the overnight hours, but we are going to be staying dry, and that is great news. Stay dry earlier today in Tallahassee, but drying out as we go into your Sunday morning. See a few passing clouds, but still lots of sunshine and drier conditions, especially in parts of South Georgia where the dry air is. But across the Big Bend, we are going to see lots of moisture, and especially once the sea breeze kicks up, we can see a couple scattered showers along the coastal areas. Rain chances tomorrow will be in the 20% range before we dry out going into the overnight hours and your Monday morning, beginning of your work week. Just a few passing clouds. Once again, low rain chances until we get into the afternoon hours. Now your tides, you can always check them out at WCTV.tv for times for your high tides and your low tide. And marine forecast, partly cloudy and warm with that slight rain chance. Winds will be coming out the southeast at 10 knots, 1 foot or less expected for your seas, and your bays will be a smooth to a light chop. Now tonight, check out these temperatures in the mid to upper 60s, especially in parts of South Georgia along the coast in the lower 70s. We will be seeing those showers in, so otherwise partly cloudy. Tomorrow will be another warm day. Highs will be in the lower 90s, upper 80s along the coast. Otherwise, lots of sunshine to look forward to and a lower rain chance with the 20% chance for showers and thunderstorms. Now here is your 3-day plan. Rain chances kind of pick up a little bit more, 20 to 30% range. Highs will stay in the lower 90s before topping off in the upper 80s by the middle of next week. So very nice couple days to look forward to.
Okay, we'll be right back. Jason Conn will have highlights of today's game.
Florida State hosting Nevada in the home opener today. Welcome to sports, everyone. I'm Jason Conn. Before fans filed into Doak Campbell Stadium, they were presented with a new way to celebrate game day. Seminole Nation joined the Warpath, a pool of garnet and gold marching from College Town to the Unconquered statue. The marching chiefs and the Golden Girls pumping up the crowd along the trail. The hope is to one day make this a tradition. And Nevada found out all about FSU's tradition this afternoon. This little Seminole gets to see some history. First time both programs meet on the gridiron. Garnet and gold everywhere in the stadium. Valdosta native Tyler Hunter trying to get people to raise the volume. Fans following his lead. Strength and conditioning coach Vic Floria jumping up and down, but that's not unusual. He does that every game. First quarter, Jameis Winston drops back, fires it high and down the middle to Kelvin Benjamin. Comes down with it, but refs say he was out of bounds. Head coach Jimbo Fisher asks for a review, but the call would stand. Noles have to settle for a field goal attempt. Roberto Aguayo's kick is good from 23 out. 3-0 Noles. Nevada has their backup quarterback playing today. Starter is injured. Devin Combs not looking bad early. Throws the 11-yard touchdown pass to Brent Zuzu. Blocked by the sideline there. Nevada takes a 4-point lead. Noles get it together in the first half. Winston drops back, has time to put his player goggles on and finds Kenny Shaw. Winston's first touchdown pass in Doe Campbell. Trivia answer, Noles up 10-7. Then right before the half, Winston starting to carve out that Nevada defense under pressure. Hits Rashad Green for 24 yards. Yeah, fans love that. 17-7 at the half. 30 seconds into the third quarter, Winston hands it off to Devontae Freeman, breaks a tackle, and then dives in for the score. FSU takes a 17-point lead. Later, Winston, the pitch to Carlos Williams, just switched over to running back from safety. He goes untouched for 65 yards. Boy, he's got speed, and Jimbo all smiles, looking like a genius. Florida State routs Nevada 62-7. Carlos Williams with a game-high 110 yards rushing. Devontae Freeman right behind him with 109. Altogether, 377 yards rushing from the Noles. Freshmen Freddie Stevenson and Ryan Green logged their first career touchdowns late in the fourth quarter. Florida State is one win away from hitting 500 wins all time. We'll have more tonight at 11 on Sports Extra. There was another first-ever matchup down Wanish Way this afternoon. FAMU hosting Sanford, the Rattlers' second straight game in Bragg Memorial Stadium. The Orange and Green trying to make up for last week's home opening loss. Florida High grad Jawan Davison right there, and Lincoln alum Jamerson Blunt playing in Tallahassee. FAMU trying to send them back with a loss, though. First quarter, Sanford up 3, and they've got the ball. Fabian Truss sweeps to his left and scampers in for a touchdown. He had 116 yards rushing. Bulldogs up 10-0. Later in the half, Sanford's quarterback would get in for another score, and Sanford would hold on to lead 27-20. Fleming had 139 yards rushing. Here's your fishing game forecast. Those are your peak times, 11 a.m., 11:40 p.m. And we'll be back with more after this.
That does it for our condensed newscast. We'll have a full 30-minute newscast tonight at 11. Hope to see you there.
Sports Extra.
Full highlights of FAMU and FSU and reaction. We'll have a complete forecast tonight at 11. We'll see you then, folks.
Woo!